Hi, I'm Jeremy, and you're listening to Verse by Verse. The book of Ecclesiastes has a rather depressing observation. Well, scratch that. The book of Ecclesiastes has many rather depressing observations, and today we're going to look at just one of them. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11 says, "I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill. But time and chance happen to them all." Whew. What a doozy. The book of Proverbs lays out a lot of general principles for life. Hard work produces prosperity. Righteous living produces stability and peace. Wicked living produces painful consequences. But the book of Ecclesiastes spends a lot of time highlighting the exceptions to the rules, like it does here in chapter 9 and verse 11. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you're the fastest or the strongest or the wisest or the cleverest or the most talented. Sometimes the guy who should have won the race trips and falls on his face. Sometimes the most perfect plan hits a snag and goes off the rails. Sometimes the sure bet isn't. We know this. We know this instinctively. Stuff happens. If doing the wrong thing always produced nothing but immediate problems, no one would ever bother trying to get away with doing the wrong thing, would they? But why don't things always work out according to the ideal? The end of verse 11 says that time and chance happen to them all. That's a tricky phrase. On the surface, it sounds like it's saying that everything comes down to a coin toss. Maybe things will work out for you, or maybe you'll just have a run of bad luck. Nothing you can do about it. And from a human perspective, sure, there's something to that. There are some things in life that happen to you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But as Christians, we know that there has to be more to the story. We know our all-powerful Creator sits on heaven's throne. We know that nothing happens without Him knowing about it and at least allowing it. Now, why God allows bad things to happen is part of a much bigger discussion, one we tackle in our journey on the problem of evil. You can find a link to that in the show notes. But for now, what we're talking about is the idea that God remains in control. From His perspective, He isn't looking at the events of our lives and saying, I really wish that would have worked out better, but time and chance, what can you do? The Hebrew word translated chance here, pegah, is a difficult one because it only shows up twice in the Old Testament, and it seems to carry the sense of an occurrence, something that happens. The Apollos Old Testament commentary goes so far as to say, the ubiquitous translation of pegah as chance is without lexical support. The word simply means an occurrence, a happening, and carries no concept of luck or randomness. It also translates the Hebrew behind time and chance as timely events. Stuff happens, yes. Stuff happens in ways and at times we don't expect, and it doesn't take much to completely upend our sense of how cause and effect ought to work. But God is never caught off guard. The stuff that happens is always within His control. What does that mean for us? Just this. Life may not always unfold the way we expect it to. All the hard work and training and planning in the world might not unlock the opportunities we were hoping for. Sometimes the fastest person loses the race, and the smartest person ends up bankrupt. But if we remember that God is in charge, and if we are yielding our lives to His will, we never have to worry that His plans for us have been somehow derailed. The unexpected outcomes in our lives, timely events that might look to us like time and chance, are never a reason to stop trusting the God who holds the world in His hands.
Verse by Verse is a Life, Hope, and Truth podcast. Check out the show notes to find more free content, like videos, articles, and booklets in our Learning Center.